Mutual funds in the month of January have deployed close to 12,500 crore rupees in the Indian secondary market, which is the highest in the last 4 months. Now, we have seen mutual funds have increased their exposure, especially in auto and auto ancillaries, IT, consumer staples, and also in metal sector, while they have reduced their exposure in financials, consumer discretionary, and building materials. Also, when we see the cash levels of all the mutual funds as a percentage of total AUM has remained pretty much stable at around 4.7% as compared to 4.5% seen in the previous month. Now, when it comes to stock specific stuff, and among the large caps, if you see the weakness that we had seen in the share prices of fintech companies or the new age tech companies like Zomato and Nykaa, and also in ICICI Bank. Now, mutual funds have used this as an opportunity to buy more shares in these companies, while Ambuja, that is one of the Adani Group stock, was one of the biggest sells for mutual funds in the month of January. Apart from Ambuja, HCL Tech, BL, Coal India, and Tata Power were also among the top sell companies in the large caps for mutual funds for the month of Jan. Now, among mid caps, if you see Motherson Sumi Wiring, Ashok Leyland, and SAIL were among the top buyers or the biggest buys for mutual funds, and gains in Federal Bank and REC was used as an opportunity by the mutual funds to reduce their exposure towards these two companies. Also, they had reduced their exposure when it comes to Vodafone Idea, Idea First, and REC. Now, in small cap stocks, if you see, despite the gains that we had seen in South Indian Bank and EPL, mutual funds did not shy away from adding more shares in these two companies, while there was also a shift in shareholding that we had seen from JMC Projects to Kalpataru Power, and that is because of the merger of these two companies. Also, mutual funds used the gains in Heritage Foods and Indiabulls Housing to reduce the exposure towards these two counters. Apart from them, Sri Renuka, Nalco had also seen some selling pressure from mutual fund side in the month of January. Now, if you see from a longer term perspective, for the last 3 months, mutual funds have been adding stocks like Hindustan Unilever, Bharti Airtel, ITC, Bajaj Finance, and Titan among the large caps, while they have been reducing the exposure in stocks like HCL Tech and many metal names like JSW Steel, Hindustan Zinc, Coal India, and Hindalco. When it comes to mid cap, they have been increasing the exposure towards Bandhan Bank, Nykaa, SAIL, PFC, and NMDC, while they have been reducing the exposure in stocks like JSW Energy, Indian Bank, Solar Industries, L&T Tech, and Petroned LNG. And lastly, when it comes to small cap stocks, they have been continuously adding stocks like VIP Industries, Bikaji Foods, Eureka, Forbes, ITI, and Natco Pharma, while they have reduced the exposure in companies like CSC, Sundaram Clayton, UTI AMC, PNB Housing, and GE Shipping. Now, especially we have also analyzed the holdings in Adani Group stocks of all the mutual fund companies, and what we have seen is that apart from Ambuja and Adani Enterprises, if you see, mutual funds have added exposure in all the other 7 listed Adani Group companies. Especially for Ambuja, if you see, firstly, around 18 mutual funds have reduced their exposure, while only 12 have increased their stake, while in Adani Enterprises, around 15 mutual funds have reduced their exposure, while only 12 of them have added stake in the company. Also, in Adani Enterprises, 4 of the mutual funds have completely exited from this counter. Now, especially for ACC, if you see on the buy side, 18 mutual funds have added exposure towards ACC. In Adani Green and Adani Ports, also around 16 to 23 of mutual funds have increased stake in these companies, while in Adani Total Gas and Adani Transmission, also if you see, around 16 mutual funds have increased the number of shares that they were holding in the month of Jan in these two companies. While in case of Adani Power and Adani Wilmar, we have seen around 3 to 6 mutual funds increasing their stake in these companies.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.